Hey, everybody. Welcome in. I'm so glad you joined me. Um, I'm hoping Mary will be along shortly. If she remembers, it's 5 o'clock her time, 6 o'clock my time, and not 6 o'clock her time, 7 my time. I sent her the link, so hopefully she'll join us very shortly. But that gives us some time to come in, everybody to come in. And basically, today I found out that I have more connections with even more people I did not realize. So today is all about finding out, and this is interactive. So, um, with you guys, how many of us really are so connected? Thank you so much, Sherry Sis. H- How are we connected? I mean, there's plenty of quotes. Everybody thinks we are all connected biologically. Now, I messaged Mary too. Thank you. We'll see. She said, no, that's not really my napping time anymore. So I said, okay, here we go. Hey, Tina sis. So I was talking. Hey, Iron, how are you? Thanks for coming in, guys. Sorry, I didn't message everybody because I thought this was so interesting. Because today, hit the thumbs up. Thanks, Benny. Because today, so not yesterday, the day before, I was talking to Mary and we realized we're living like some kind of parallel life or something. That maybe we could be sisters because we have the same circumstances in a lot of things in our lives. And then today, hey Diane, I was talking with Tina, Miss Phoenix's, and we realized some other crazy stuff. So I was like, whoa, maybe there is a reason why we are all sisters here on YouTube, but maybe we're all really sisters in life. So we want to discuss that and see how much we're really connected. So since Mary is not here yet, what we'll do is we will start with, since Tina said it was okay to share, basically what I'm going to do is I'll share Tina and my story first, since there was 9 of us here. And so basically, Tina and I feel the same way about children spirits. We love them to death. And we would just happen to be talking about one of her spirit guides, Alec. And he's a whole old soul back from biblical days. And she's like, yeah, I was in that time. And I go, yeah, I wondered if I was around that time too. Maybe we knew each other because I'm pretty sure the reason why that's the reason why the creator calls me Leah. Like that was my name way back when, you know? And so Tina did a reading um, on me, and with her spirit guide, Alec, um, we discovered that we were related in biblical times, like actually related. Um, and he was like, why do you think you found each other now? So I was like, yes. So we want to really dig more into that. Of course, Tina and I, to figure out like how we were related, in what time, and all that stuff. So that was so interesting to me. I was so excited. So, and then to find out some stuff in, I'm not that old. You don't know that, Ben. You may be a biblical girl right with us. So, my first question to you guys would be, has anybody did this what did you call it, Tina sis, where you find out about your past life? Has anybody dug into where their energy has been and at what times prior to us holding this body? So just like a wave of hands, how many of you have done any research on that? Biblical spelling back in the day was leaf. regression. Hey, Kelly, how are you? We were just asking, I asked a question, Kelly. How many people have done like a past life, like reading on themselves? Like, do they know? I've had a whole bunch of past life stuff. Very good. So, Benny suggested I get that done. There you go, Pammy. I think so. Probably should have did that a long time ago. I've been native. Okay, so a lot of sisters have been like, hey, I've had a lot of deja vu moments where I go, so that of course will filter into hey Gothic sis, how are you? That too will filter into, your past lives when you have those deja vu moments sometimes. So sis and I at least go back to biblical times. Mary's number didn't get transferred to my new phone, so I won't be calling her. There you go. Well, like I said, we'll start off this discussion with other things, and then when Mary comes in, we can discuss our stuff. Um, Hopefully, she'll come. Hi, Christy. So, yeah. So basically, hey, Dana, how are you? So basically, at least back to biblical times. So now if we get into what Mary and I were discussing, so just like kind of like show of hands, also like how many people in the chat are both their parents still here? I got to dash to the store. All right. Well, I'll be talking, so you'll have plenty to listen to while you're at the store. I'll keep you company. Yep. Both of your parents are here, Gothic? Dana's both parents are here. Christy, nope. Okay. So I don't know my dad. Oh, there you go. And your mom is still here, right? I'm an orphan. That's what my aunt calls me. She goes, oh, you and your sister are orphans because your parents passed away. Even though we were orphaned later in life, that's still what they consider us. I had a trans channeler tell me I witnessed the crucifixion and spent the rest of my life spreading the word. Huh! There you go. Might know you. No. So what Mary and I were discussing is basically my parents both are deceased. My mother died of cancer within 1 year. So she got her diagnosis in January. She had a surgery the end of January. By the next year, she died February 4th. Okay. And then my father died of heart disease a few days before my daughter was born. It just so happens both her parents died the same exact way that my parents did. And even like the same thing with like her child being born 2 days after her father passed away. So my dad was cancer and my mom was COVID. Wow. See that? So we just thought that was weird. I never heard of anybody else whose parents mother died within a year from cancer. Father died of heart disease, was strange to us. We were like, I wonder how many people have these same life situations, even with each other. Like maybe someone else has the same situation as Beth, How are we all connected in real time that actually goes back all the way back to maybe biblical times, because we're just following each other around from life to life. And, and we have the same circumstances, and that's how we find each other. My youngest was born 3 days after my grandmother passed away. Oh, there you go. Both mine COPD, emphysema, asthma. There you go. See that? Hmm. And it's weird because that's not something, COPD isn't inherited, is it? And for them both to have it, oh, God bless them. So I'm drinking coffee that's Rice Krispie flavored, believe it or not. I spent a bunch of lives with my current parents, Rome, Egypt, and Russia. Wow. So even your parents are the same. Well, that's what I was thinking. But Mary and I said, well, maybe in our past life, we actually shared the same parents. And that's why our parents in this life died the same way, Both smokers. Yep. No, COPD is developed. Oh, there you go. I know Pammy's mom passed on. Your dad passed on too, no, Pammy? I had family pass from both cancer and heart. Oh, see that? My parents were my kids in Russia. Wow. So see that? Always connected. It's going round and round. So um, now I don't know if you guys know the story, but so from my cartoons, Leah is what the creator called me. So of course I looked up. I'm like, why does he call me that? Is there a reason? Um, so I looked it up, and then of course Tina, when she did it, realized that yeah, that's exactly who I was. Um, I'll read it to you because it's probably easier than me trying to explain it. If you don't know. Yeah, my dad heart and my mom cancer. So Pammy parents both died exactly like mine and Mary's did. Her father died from a heart problem. Her mother died of cancer. Same like me, same like Mary. See that? That's crazy. So Leah was the mother of 6 of Jacob's sons. Now Jacob was I missed that. Or who told you? Okay. So in my vision, Iron, the creator in my vision called me Leah. So from my Saturday cartoons, I don't know if you watch them. I had these visions, so I decided to make it in cartoon form and really fun for you guys to watch. And I play these every Saturday. We're up to season 3. If you want to see the whole thing fast, of course, I have the whole of season 1, the whole of season 2, and then you could start with season 3. I'm sure I didn't have the same mother in past lives. No. Maybe we were related in a past life. We don't know. And this life, we just got stuck with something else, So, um, anyway, so Leah in the Bible was Jacob's wife. Even though she felt unloved by her husband, God rewarded her with children, um, which was highly important to honor wives in those days. Um, but so it was all from biblical times, Um, so I thought that was interesting. So then, of course, like I said, then when Tina told me, well, I'm from biblical times, I was like, oh, maybe we knew each other. And that's when her spirit guide came out and said, of course, were actually related. Um, why do you think you found each other in this lifetime? so, so this is just to like go over with you guys, of course, too. I want to know from you all who believes that well, obviously you all believe in past lives because everybody wrote about it. So I want to know who believes that we all probably knew each other in one life or another, or all the lives we've had. There's hundreds of people who yes, well, I didn't claim to be anything. And even if that was my past life, it ain't my life now because there ain't no way I would have 12 kids. So, you know. But I watch a bunch of them. I've always loved kids and had kid spirits always. I like the kid spirits. The other ones, not so much. I've been around a long time too. There you go, Gothic. I don't know if I believe in past lives. I'm on the fence. Really? We are all connected and related to one another from the beginning of time. Well, so and Tina's pretty much like right on. I like cuz I think we probably had past lives together. Yeah, sure. Of diagnosis. Dad had heart issues, heart attack, bypass, died of sepsis. Both paternal parents, grandmother, all died at age 60. Wow, Kelly. So your mom died of cancer, like mine, and your dad of heart issues. You're all in with us. Hey, Carol, how are you? Carol, we're trying to figure out how we're all um connected, and if we're all connected, and who believes in all that, stuff. So so I started off with asking, I'm glad you're doing good. How many people still have their parents, and if their parents are not here, how did their parents pass away? Can't learn much in one lifetime. Not very smart or efficiently. You're telling me. I'm sure the universe is smarter than that. Children of Adam. My dad has heart issues. Oh, there you go. I've been busy with my online job with my craft, Carol. Oh, I've been trying, but now I'm actually going on interviews, physical interviews, to see if I can work and make money. But anyway, make enough to pay the bills. So yeah, so a lot of us, since we believe in the past lives, my dad died of cancer in 2009. My mom's still in the data stream. My dad died of heart, diabetes, and cancer. Wow. See that? So yeah, so I mean, in this day and age, you could say maybe a lot of people die from those things. However, the fact that we all found each other, I only have 14 boxes waiting to go out. Well, that's great. Um, you have to get with me and help me out on that because I have tons of stuff I could sell. um, so Mary and I found it interesting that we our lives now are pretty connected. So, and I was so taken back to find out that, oh yeah, like I was related to Tina, like related. Like I can understand seeing a person in your last life, but actually being related to them and then finding them out of all the people in the world. Because let's face it, there's a lot of people in the world. How do we find each other now? What made Tina go, oh, I'm going to watch Danny, I'm going to watch Christina, I'm going to go to the, like, how'd she find us? What made her, like, what was the drive? Unsurprisingly, me and Lily are Beth. Not that you can tell. I found most of you from the paranormal community. Okay, Carol. So now, I mean, I've seen a lot of paranormal people on YouTube, right? And I watch it once and I go, oh, yeah, that's good. And I won't go back there. But there's some people that you're just like, oh, I'm gonna watch them, and I really like this person and whatever. So we know Carol now, what, 4 years, Carol, you've been coming around? I had to know Mary. I followed her around until I got her attention. And the universe put us here. I found Benny Loco first, and then it all spread out from there. So there you go. So Benny and I connected right away on some kind of spiritual level. My mother has even sent her messages to tell me, Right, you follow people from many different ways of meeting. Right. But then, like I said, like I've been doing this thing where we're going over old live streams to see like what we missed. I've been aware of my gifts for a while. Tammy and Christina would have visions as paranormal stuff was happening to me. And that's true too. Like I would be like, oh, this is happening to Pammy, and I would call her, and so would Tammy. So how does that happen? And why? So are Pammy and I connected? Now, see, when I've had my visions, I've said like, oh, I understand that our energy was made in the universe, right? And then once our energy was made, we carry it all over with us, regardless whether we have a body, we don't have a body, we're on the earth, we're somewhere else. So depending on when the energy was made, I would say we're all connected because we're all energy from the universe, right? So that part, right. But with so many energies, why is it, do you guys think, that we all connected? You know? Like Danny, for instance. Danny had the wolf pack, right? Like 7 or more years ago. Yeah. I ran into Danny through the bushcraft and off-grid community. There you go. Wasn't even paranormal. Um, the YouTuber algorithm did it. The YouTuber could be. I've been unintentionally trying to block people out of my past. Well, you might not have any use for their energy anymore. Have you ever thought of that, Gothic? Just because you were related to someone and you spent years and years and years with them in some kind of capacity, their energy doesn't mean you're still supposed to be with them. Couple of years or more before he got into paranormal. See that? So basically, yeah, because I know he was doing the off-grid stuff because when back in his day when he was doing the paranormal, it was shunned on, so he wouldn't dare put it out until other people were like, "Oh yeah, we're all putting this on YouTube." Then he was probably like, "Oh, is it the norm now?" Yeah. So the Greeks, funny enough, the Greeks believe that if you say a spell. It's basically like a spell. Because my aunt, for example, she hated her husband. After a while, she hated him, and she was like, "Oh my God, if I have to go through the next life with him, either as my kid or my husband again, or my sister or my brother, I'm gonna choke him to death." So she did this. Um, it's like a spell, or what the Greeks say that you should do to release yourself from that person, so that in your next life you won't be attached to them. They won't be with you. You won't see them. Their energy won't be with you. The Greeks highly believe that. So that all ties into what we're saying here. Then, if they believe that, they obviously believe in, past lives and future lives going forward. And they also believe that everybody stays connected, like, in somehow when they're related. Now, let me go back to just reading some of this. Some people were closer together, and some souls are on the for a shorter time. That's right. We learn from people, but we are not always meant to be in each other's lives. That's right. Hi, Drew. Gotta cut the cord. Pops found me, and by talking, we found out we were mother and daughter in a past life. And had a similar dream, and Astro and Aura, our dad and daughter, always have been. See that? So, how Danny find her? He didn't know that, when he first saw her, maybe, um, something happened that was like, oh, something drew him to go to her. Our energies draw on each other's energies, maybe, because they were together for so long. Maybe that's why we all find each other. Yeah, it's literally due to my ex-husband. I believe we had unfinished ties, so we had to meet and marry, then divorce, but not before he tormented me. I'm gradually moving forward. Well, there you go. So you better read up on how to get rid of that energy the next time around, Gothic, what the Greeks do. Out the door with you. I don't need your energy again. We already had our business. Now get lost, like my aunt made sure she did when her husband died. I don't want to meet up with my sister again. She had my head cut off in a oh and tried to murder me several times in this one. Oh, okay. Yeah, so there's something you could do, I think. Some read in our life for a reason, not a season. Right. So contracts kind of thing. Yes, it probably is. Is Luna coming? I'm waiting for her. She said she would be here, and then I thought maybe she got confused because I said 6 o'clock, and maybe she thought 6 o'clock her time because we're an hour off. Even though I told her it was 5 o'clock her time, 6 my time. I only say 6 my time. When I say a number, it's my time. I don't know about anybody else's time. But then I thought, ooh, maybe she forgot. Maybe she's sick. Like, I mean, Danny woke up and had pneumonia, so stuff happens. I understand. So I'm waiting to see if maybe she does come up. Like when we used to smoke cannabis with Oracle of Delphi, Drew. There you go. Um, Same for me. I felt strong to Pops, and he is the dad I don't have. I always like making him proud. Was drawn to him. Right. So, you know, like Danny and I, when I think how I met Danny was through Boomer. I think I was just watching Boomer one day, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like either Danny came into his chat or he was like, "Oh, you should go check out this guy." And that's how I met Danny, but we I would just go on once in a while. I wasn't really like super connected to him, except for his singing. Like if he was having a singing stream, I was there. Something about his singing stream. And I would watch his like Who Wanted to Be a Paranormal Investigator, but I wasn't like I'm gonna watch him all the time. I'm connected to him. And then I had something super crazy happen to me, and Tammy got um Danny to kind of Danny and Mabella and Astro to help. And then I did a video thanking him, and then I was like, "Oh no, I have to go on his channel and watch it and give his channel views because he helped me. I don't know what this thing could have done to me. And then we really started to connect once we started, um, hanging out more together. Oh my God, I left the back door open and was into the live stream, and Tara has brought in all kinds of leaves and rocks. It's like a barn in here. I gotta drop off Cherokee. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so kind of that's how and then funny enough is I started having my visions, and in my visions they said my alike energy is the captain. And when they say alike energy, it means the one that I guess you get along with the most, you know? And it just so happens in Danny's previous jobs and stuff, they called him the captain. And I thought, oh, how funny, you know, um, that that's that they call him that, and that's who they told me my like energy is. I'm sure they call a lot of people captain. I don't know, but I don't know them. I only know Danny. So, um, me, him, and Drew have the same wolf pack, Red and Timber and White Wolves. Pops, well, some of them. Then Uncle said he had asked you out and it was the best thing. Yes. Danny doesn't believe in reincarnation, does he? Or maybe he has changed on that. I don't know. I don't think he doesn't believe in reincarnation, because if he believes that him and Pup were related, he knows it's not in this life. So I'm pretty sure he has to believe in past lives or your energy being in other places. I know he believes in different timelines, so maybe, you know, he believes it was on a different timeline. But I'm pretty sure if he thinks that Pup is related to him, he has to believe in something of the sort. So, um, but yeah, and it's funny because I'll tell you, even the spirits, like, so know, I guess, who has to be with each other, right? And who doesn't. Kim and I were doing a crossover together. She had a lot of people, and I was like, "Oh, I'll help you with the crossover." And we got on a. Okay, he said that a long time ago that he didn't. Yeah, and maybe he didn't. Like, nah, I don't know. And maybe it's not reincarnation so much as, like I said, a different timeline, a different, place. um, you know. I know I've been sisters previously, as the number of times y'all been in my head, and I said, you don't want to be in my head. Okay. Ah, Luna said she's on her way. So see, she must have thought it was 6 o'clock her time. I'm good, sis Shep. There's no difference. I was his daughter. Same thing to do with the right. so, so like I was saying, so um, Kim and I were doing this crossover, right? And it's also funny how most of us have some kind of wolf as either an animal totem or an animal spirit guide or something of the sort. So we were doing this crossover, and I guess somebody said something nasty, and the other spirits are like, "Are you crazy? That's the wolf pack." And Kim and I thought that was so funny. I was like, "Oh my God, like, how do they know who we are?" But, you know, and it's funny because I didn't know or think I had any um animal totems. I was pretty sure I knew I had baby spirits as spirit guides, but Pukma was like told Danny, "No, I'm going over there. I want to, you know, be her like animal spirit. I got to help her because I was helping all the babies and stuff, and she's like a mama like me, you know?" And then of course her husband Bella was like, "Well, you know, he's got to go with her. He's not going to leave her." you know? So that's how I got wolves. But prior to that, like I said, I don't know of any animals I've had. Now I'm gonna go back and read real quick. Luna's on her way. I'm in a Facebook group with Elisa Fry. She has Dakota in our group to talk about paranormal. Watched him on the Bald and Bonkers and found Sherry and Drew. They said to follow you at Mystical, Len and Danny. Uh-huh. And now you're like super connected with us, but it's just like how, they were like, yeah, follow, come. But there's a reason. There's a reason why you were like, yeah, let me come. Let me meet these people. Let me stay now, because now you're here. But like I was saying with before, I was watching my old shows and I was listening to people like I was saying hello to in the chat. And I'm like, where did these people go? Where are they? Like, oh, I miss Texas. Like, where's Texas? I haven't seen him. And now I'm thinking I should go check on some of these people. Do they do YouTube? Did they fall off the face of the earth? I mean, I found out the other day. How funny is this? I found out because I went on someone's live stream that I haven't gone on in a long time, and because we just have an off schedule, and she was like one of our friends that always used to watch us passed away. When I did my hanging tree premiere, I said, "Oh, hi, Parkway, how are you?" in there because he came into the chat. And I was like, "Oh, poor Parkway, he passed away. I feel so bad still." And hold on one second, guys, because my phone is ringing. And I just wanted to make sure it wasn't anyone I knew, but it's Ohio. I don't know anybody in Ohio. Because my daughter and her fiance and my grandson have COVID that they're trying to get over. So I just wanted to make sure it's not an emergency. So I apologize, and my phone's charging over there. But and then so then I was doing a crossover and I was like, oh my God, his energy is here. And I was like, Sarah, is Parkway here crossing over? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, how crazy is that? Like he heard me speak about him and I typed in the chat, when I was doing this premiere and he was at my house. And what if I never met that woman? Would he be stuck here? Would he have not been able to cross over? You know what I'm saying? It's a whole cycle that's really crazy when you think about it. I don't have a wolf as an animal totem, or I don't think. I just camp with them a lot. I love hearing them howl at night. Well, anytime, but usually at night. Oh, yes, we have always had a wolf strength and spirit. See? Um, Meant to be, yeah. They'll be there. I insist. You probably just not called them. Timber chose me on a live stream. Right. I think the wolves choose you. You're not gonna be like, hey. The worldwide wolf pack. Yes. I prefer the real thing, Drew. They are magnificent and that's something to be close to. I've been blessed so much in my life to hear them so much, always, every year. Oh, that's fabulous. Okay. I really don't think we have a choice, Christina. No, I don't know that we have a choice. They're gonna choose us, you know. Like they could say, "Oh, like I see this cute little, wolf spirit." I'm be like, "Hey, you want to be my spirit animal totem?" They're gonna be like, "What the hell, woman? What's wrong with you?" I made the kids some food, and I've been sitting here yapping, and I just forgot to give it to them. One sec. There. I don't know. It's okay. I made instant grits with cheddar cheese for the for the baby spirits and the animal totems. So, and I didn't give it to them. I forgot. Yep, can confirm. I have 4 wolves and a panther. Wow. Wow, that's beautiful, Iron. My totem is the wolf, owl, and beaver. Don't know how the beaver snuck in. Well, there you go. They just come when they want to come. Like that's the one I want to be with. It's like the spirits. So here's another question I want to ask you. So your spirit guides, right? Randomly, you're like, oh, like I started because of my son, and then when I noticed, wow, there were spirits all around, and I started using different things to talk to them, you know, that's how I got my spirit guides. I don't know if I had any before, but I know I had a woman who followed me, Janet, because she wanted to make sure I crossed over when I died, but that was her only job, to just follow me around and make sure when I die I cross over. Which is another strange thing to me. I'm like, why was she sent to watch me? Like, oh, what? What did I do? you know. Um, Danny seems to think though she like her family owed my family a favor, and that's why, you know. But it's also funny how most of our wolves are they're related, right? Siberian has been long life totem. Oh, there you go. Willie wants to know what instant grits is, sis. Well, grits is like a southern breakfast, like hot kind of cereal. It's made of corn. And so, oh, if you guys know what like farina is, or what's that other stuff? I'll show you. You guys probably have this one. Oh, yeah, I don't have it. I only have the farina. But it's like this instant like cereal, but instead of being made of wheat, it's made of corn. So yeah. And we love farina. But so I said, you know what? I never really had grits because every time I heard about it, I was like, I don't know if I want that. But it was so cheap, a big box of instant grits in these little bags, that I decided I'm gonna try them. So I think the kids like them. Ash chose me on a live on Uncle Danny. I told him, Uncle Danny, I have a huge black wolf in my bedroom, Uncle Danny. Yeah, I call him Ash. He's yours. Oh my God, the tears I cried. Oh, I have an owl. Her name is Spirit. Oh, that's beautiful. Hey, Wolf and Hound, how are you? We're just talking about wolves. Hey, Christina, I like grits and don't know about cheese, though. I know they're different flavors, so they came with all different flavors. The package I grabbed out of the box was cheddar cheese, so um thanks for coming in, George. I've seen a lot of snowy owls for real before they destroyed their nesting ground. Ugh. Grits are yuck. Corn oatmeal, something like that. Grits and eggs. Most people eat it with eggs. We just eat it plain by itself. Like porridge. That's right. We call it semolina, I think. Yes. Yeah, that's what the Greeks call it too, semolina. It's corn flour, coarse. Yeah. I only eat quinoa for cereal because I have. Oh, I love cream. That's it. Cream of wheat was the other one, Beth. Not cream of wheat. Most people know. I like the farina. It's all the same thing, though. Oh, I hadn't had it for years. I remember my mother making it, and then I'm like, I have to buy it, and then now I've been eating it. Almost time to clock in. See you tomorrow. Bye, Christy. Much love to you. Thanks for coming in. Um, my animal spirit is a grizzly bear. Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. So we're all connected by and so this was another thing. So do you think now, like now I've been with Sarah a long time, right? Since I started really talking to spirits. So do you think they pick you? Like, your or do you think I should say, do you think that they were also related to you prior to, like, was Sarah and I related in a last life, and that's why we found each other now, even though she's not here in body, she's here in spirit. So were we related at one time? That's another thing to think about. Were we related to our spirit guides? Are our energies connected? I probably eat them. It's like cream of wheat, except rougher. I'm not a big fan of grits. Yeah. I thought it was gonna be more like a because my when my aunt described it, I thought it was more gonna be like a cream of wheat. But it is a little more grittier. It's a little coarser, and that's why they call it grits. Um, but I like the corn and I like the flavor, so it's okay. Our guides are linked to us, of course. I'm thinking so. Just for an example, the other day I was speaking about a spirit, and I was like, um, a spirit that was at someone else's house. I just happened to see the spirit when we were, you know, talking. And I was like, "Oh, I feel so bad for that spirit, because the spirit doesn't, that person doesn't know that the spirits are there or whatever, doesn't acknowledge the spirits. So this poor spirit. Well, for the first time ever, I got like so choked up and I started like almost crying, like hysterical. And Danny's like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" And I'm like, I'm talking about her and I like I feel like her pain. And then like she was here, like, well, she was at Danny's and she popped and she was like, "Can I stay with her? I want to stay with her." And he's like, why can't you do whatever you want, you know? So she came here to stay with me. So, but like right away we were connected, and I never felt that before, where like I got so upset, like because she was upset. I wasn't upset. I didn't really know the situation other than what I said. I don't think, that spirit gets paid attention to, and it's like sad, because I like to talk and feed to my babies, so it to me it was sad, but to her it was even sadder, and I felt all her pain, and I was like, oh my God. Okay, can be, or they always been connected to us as guides. That could be. Yeah, your guides find each other and put us in each other's paths. I feel it's our guides that connected, and they connected us, and we've all been connected in past lives. Now, that could be true. I think each situation is different depending on your past and future mission, but everything is in flux. Well, but that's the whole thing. Of course, we all have jobs to do in this universe, on this earth. This is why we're here right now. Um, but like I said, out of millions of people, if let's say Iron and I were biological sisters in the last life, let's say, now in this life, Iron and I know each other for 6 years by random, and because of YouTube, we can connect, because otherwise, how would we see each other? Because she's in Canada, right? So, um, this is what we're talking about. Oh, wait. Sorry, Mary. I was yapping. I didn't hear the bleep, bleep, bleep. Let me put the layout bigger so you guys could see us. Oh, or me. You're on mute, Mary. Knowing each other in a previous life may make it more probable.
Well, I did that because I had my speaker up on the, I guess on the, whenever you was, when I first popped on and you was talking, it like to blew me out of my chair. I'm like, dang, it's loud. So I muted so you didn't turn it on and blow you out.
That's right. Well, and I'm sorry I left you in the basement for a little while because I was
Well,
yapping so intently about. I don't want to forget my chain of
so
thought.
I'm sorry I'm late. I didn't
You
mean.
late. You late.
I know. I can't believe I slept that long. I
Oh,
slept all day.
well, there you go.
I mean, like I was sleeping so sound I didn't want to wake up, and then something told me wake up.
Yeah.
So I woke up and I'm like, oh shit.
I'm like, maybe she thinks when I keep saying 6 o'clock, she just put 6 o'clock in her head, and it's gonna be, she thinks it's 6 o'clock her time and it's 6 o'clock my time. I thought that maybe that happened, but I was like, no, I don't even see her online. Usually she's doing
I know
something.
you're an hour ahead of me. So when you said 6 o'clock your time, I knew it was five mine. But
Yeah.
I haven't slept 8, 9 hours like that in. It's been a while.
You don't have an alarm.
Well, I usually don't need one. I mean, a while.
For me, you're gonna need an alarm, sis. Okay.
I'm talking over a year. I haven't slept that long. Now my problem is I sleep like in spurts. Like I go
Oh
like,
yeah, like Danny does. He'll sleep 2 hours, then be up for three, then
okay,
he'll sleep 3 hours, then go. Yeah.
I'm the female version of Danny. So when I say I haven't slept that long in a while, it's been a while. So I didn't think I had to have one, but apparently maybe I do.
Iron, that's an interesting concept. Um, because this runs on, because of course, this all runs in the air, like radio waves are in the air and all this stuff. The web is run by, of course, the universe. I don't know that we're living in virtual reality, but I think the energy can manipulate the our devices, most definitely. Yeah, I feel it when Sherry feels sad, and the same with me and Uncle Danny. Ah, hey, Colt. You see everybody now?
Yeah, yeah.
All
I
right.
was letting you talk.
So,
Hi, Sherry.
so
Hi, Aaron. Hi,
I can't.
Drew. Hi,
I can't.
Cole.
Yeah, that's right.
Hi, Beth. Who else is out here? Let's see.
Kelly, Marie,
Pammy. Hi, Pammy. Hi, Kelly. Anybody I missed?
Jennifer,
Anybody I missed? I'm here. Hello.
I think some of them are, but some of them choose you. Like I said, I didn't. If I had the same person with me since birth, but she wasn't my guide. She was just there to make sure I crossed over. Basically, she was there and had to just wait for me to die, and that to me was like, no, you. I have to send her. Like, how do I do this? I had to figure out how to release her from her job because I was not having that. I don't want someone giving me the evil eye standing over me, waiting for me to die because they don't want to be here. That's not what we're doing. So I was like, no, no, no.
Hi, Tina.
But the
You
baby, I did find they followed me and they became part of my family, and some of them are closer to me than
I think
others.
we met you through Boomer.
Yeah, I met you through Boomer,
Yeah.
and I met George. I must have met George through Dan. Has to be.
I met, how did I meet Danny? Through Lou Rock. I think it was Lou Rock. I've met a few through Boomer, actually.
I met
Uh,
I met Danny
I may have
Boomer.
met Danny through Boomer.
Yeah, I met Danny Boomer, but Boomer was friends with Lou Rock too, so he could have been like,
Right, they both were.
go
So I'm
visit these people. Yeah,
the other, but I met Boomer actually through. Um, she no longer does YouTube, but I'm still friends with her on Facebook. Um, Kelsey.
Oh, there you go. And I actually met Boomer through she would do crafting. A native angel.
Yeah,
Remember her though? Yeah,
who are you
she
talking about? Dream Angel.
Dream Angel. Yes, that's how I met Boomer.
Um, and it just went on down the line. I mean, I started out watching. Sorry, I'm a little choked up because I just woke up. I started out watching videos that my cousin sent me of Omar. Well, it
Oh,
went from Omar to Lou Rock, from Lou Rock to on down the line,
yeah, there you go.
and it just to Patty, and then Lou Rock, and then it just went on down the line.
Yeah,
But I think it was a process on meeting everybody. But do I think it was meant to be? Yes, I do, 100%, because I have a connection with Boomer, a spiritual a connection with. It's like we
it's
when we read somebody, or we read like, or we listen to spirits, it's like almost identical with his. I mean, it's like we pick up on the same stuff.
right,
And me and Sherry's got a connection.
right.
I got one with you,
That's
but
right.
we also got. It's crazy. Have you told them how our family connects? Well,
Yes,
our family don't connect, but we connect spiritually. But it's how our family passed away, or what was wrong with our families, in our families, that we started seeing like this. It's a crazy pattern.
it's a crazy pattern. And believe it or not, Tammy's parents passed away from the same thing. I believe Kelly's
Really,
parents passed away from the same thing. Um, So we had a few. Go back and read the chat because I asked them all how their parents died or what their family situations were to kind of get an idea of and then we were just talking about um do they believe in it? Do they believe in past lives and all this stuff? Now, Tina and I told the story, you weren't here for it. Tina and I were talking today, and that's Phoenix. And Tina
Right.
and I were talking, and funny, I had mentioned her. I said, oh, Danny, Tina's just like me. She brings home all the babies. Um, we're both mamas, and I'm glad there's someone else taking care of babies on that side. Oh, and Tina's parents too died of the same thing. Yeah. So, and Beth's, yeah. Did you know Beth's parent
That,
died of the same thing?
well, I didn't really realize that Beth had died. We didn't talk about, I don't think, about how our parents died. I don't
Yeah,
even know how we got on the conversation, but we did.
but we did.
I think
Right,
I was telling you because it was something to do with my health. I don't remember. Anyway.
right. And then I was like, well, and this, a lot of people have this because this is what happened to my mother, this is what happened to my father, and that's how we
Anyway,
got the
well, it's
situation.
cancer. Cancer runs rampant in my family. I mean, just the entire family. So lung cancer is the biggest one, but cancer period runs in my family. But
Right,
it's crazy how my parents died, your parents died the same way, and now we're finding out others have too that we're definitely have a connection with. Like I have a connection with Beth. I have
yeah.
Beth says she followed me around like a little puppy dog, which she did. But it's
Yeah,
because of the connection we have
right,
that it's like we do follow each other around.
right. And then so Tina and I were talking today. So after I said, Danny, she's just like me, the baby. She texted me and she said to me, "Oh, I have a little one came home from the cemetery." And we were just talking, and she said, and I brought her one of her spirit guides. I'm like, nah, you have 7 people there because you have Alec. He's a human spirit. And she's like, yeah, but he's from way back when, biblical times. He was one of the 3 wise men. And I was a descendant, she was saying, of somebody in biblical times. And I'm like, that's funny because the creator calls me, cancer took both my parents first. Says, oh, so my mother was the first one to die of cancer. So, mm, and nobody else on her side has had it so far. So knock on wood that it doesn't run. It was just like a environmental thing because I believe that cancer can be not only inherited but environmental.
Oh yeah, it can be environmental because where I live at, it's it's the factories around here that's doing it. Like
Yeah.
we got the biggest plastics plant there is in the.
Oh,
It's the second biggest in the world, and I live about 20 miles from it.
yep. The world's
So
talking now.
that'll tell you something.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So I believe it could be environmental too. But so I said to Tina, no, I would like you to do this research too, because the creator, as you know, in my vision, called me Leah. So I think that I was, when I look up a Leah, the only Leah that comes up really in biblical time is the one that was married to Jacob and had 12 sons of his. So she did her and like, yeah, no. And Alex said, yeah, you were her. And I said, well, then we were probably related or knew each other back then. And
Right.
spirit guide said, no, of course you're related. That's why you found each other now and so quickly. Tina and I really did connect really quickly once we talked on one time on a personal level. We were like really connected. Um, but I was like, oh my God, how crazy that we're gonna do this show tonight, and then we're talking, and uh, so we might not have the same situation now. But I didn't even ask her about her parents, and it turns out her parents died the same way that ours did. And I'm like, holy cow, that's craziness to
We
me.
was sitting there when we was in Messenger and we was talking to each other. We was sitting there like, we wonder how many people that is around us or that we know in chat that we haven't met personally, but that we know personally on in an energy wise level who have the same things in their family.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's crazy how many that so far has.
right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
because the
it makes you
Pammy and I were very connected. Pammy even came to see me. We met in person. Her parents died the same way. Um, Again, I knew like her mother was sick and stuff going on, but I didn't realize, about her father having the heart thing until today when we asked. And I was like, holy cow, that's craziness.
well, I don't. Well, Boomer's mom is still living. The dad passed, but I don't remember exactly how he passed. So I'm not gonna spread his family stuff. But anyway,
Right.
that's as far as I'm going on that. But anyway, um, even though I haven't talked to him lately or haven't been to his channel, which I should,
Well, it's hard.
there's still
I,
a big connection. There always has been. But
yeah.
you know, um, it's like Beth. I don't. It's just crazy the connection you have with people that, like me and Beth, never met in person, but we still know each other, and I still know her energy when she's around, even when she's lurking. I know she's there.
When she's incognito, huh?
Right, right. It's like you can't go around anywhere and sneak around if you've been in the chat with us because we're
Hey,
going to pick up your
Christine.
energy regardless, and we're going to know you're there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's I just don't. I think it's because maybe we knew each other in a past life, or that our spirits know each other. I think that's what it is. That our spirit knows each other from a past life, or that we met each other when we did pass in a past life, and our spirits met each other in crossing or passing or whatever, or we're just meant to know each other in every life that we live.
Right.
And
Well,
I feel on a certain level that we are supposed to know each other in every life that we live.
yeah, I think if our energies were all made, at a certain time to be together, like okay, we're going to make this bulk of energies, and this bulk of energies are family. When body to body to body, we're always going to be family regardless if we are related in this body or not biologically, because our energies are related.
Right.
So
It's we actually we talked about that before about if we was meant or not this specific topic,
right.
but Beth probably remember this. Hi Pammy. She said, "Hi Mary, I heard you." Heard
she
me
said
what?
she said you're in my ear, but I'm away from my phone.
Oh, okay, okay. Anyway, we talked about on my channel one time about I wonder if when we pass away, if our spirit sits there and waits for everybody that's in our group passes away, and then we all get reborn again, so we can all meet up again.
Right.
Like, and I mean that's a thought. I mean that's a possibility. I don't know, but that's really how it is. But we thought about that. But we also talked about how spiritually, like you and me and Sherry, and ones that we have an ability connection to, like we know for a fact that we can channel each other.
Right.
We that we can feed off of each other. Well, especially Sherry and me's got a crazy connection with that. Um, it's I don't know if it's the witch side of us because I come from a long line of witches.
Right. But you see,
I,
funny enough, my mother, I think she was a witch, but didn't
I
practice.
think my mom was too, but she never admitted it. Never
Right.
talked
She
about
didn't
it.
practice it, but she liked
Right.
kind of stuff. And then my grandmother, her mother is definitely a witch, and
Uh
her
huh.
mother's mother was a witch. But when I ask, I wasn't born a witch this time around. I'm something else. My aunt and I are something else. My aunt has cherubs at her house.
But you have that side of you that you could open if you wanted to.
I guess, but because my job is something else this time
Right.
around, that's why I wasn't
Right.
born a witch this time around because my job is something else, obviously, you know. I've
I
seen
don't know
and
how to
sold
explain
some
it.
animals. Yes, that iron. I think that sounds like probably right. I don't think
Well,
anything's on stone though. No. Well, because like I said, you can, like I was telling them, Mary, the Greeks believe that you can um like say like do a little spell. I will call it a spell, but the Greeks call it something else. But it's a little like spell that you could say after the person dies. Like my aunt said it because she just didn't want to see her husband's energy ever again. That's how much she was done with him after this last time. And she said this like spell so that the Greeks believe then in your next life your energies won't meet. So it's possible, I'm thinking too, to dump people. And then if you dump that person, or if that person dumps you, let's say, then you might get another one like your mom this time around, who maybe wasn't in the circle before, but the other one of the other energies left your circle. So can your energies around you change? Can some be added, some taken away? I'm more than sure, so of course.
well, I'm sure that I'm sure that the creator,
Mhm.
God or however anybody looks at him, I think that he is the universe. But anyway, um, there was just what we was talking about. That's another way we're connected because I, even though I don't practice, I do know about it. I know an extensive amount that I shouldn't know, but I do know. You see what I'm saying? It's like I was born with the knowledge of it. Anyway, and I have practiced a little bit, like we discussed, but we won't discuss that. But
Right.
anyway, 'cause I don't want to freak anybody out. But um, the deal, I just, and then my mother didn't practice and never talked about it. Although she would say small things, and I didn't realize it till after I got to thinking about it because we've been talking about it on my channel or whatever. But anyway, she would say small things, and I never put two and two together on that. And I was always afraid to tell them how I was from because I started seeing and hearing and stuff at 5 years old. Well, back then you didn't tell people that because they would lock you away.
Oh, yeah.
I, I'm talking they would you'd be gone. So me not knowing that my family was like they were, or that her side of the family was like that, I didn't know that I could tell her. Well, I got
Right.
to thinking about the things she would say, like she would say, uh, I just have this gut feeling when I tell you not to do this, you don't do this.
Right.
And because she was always, and I do mean always, 100% right. What was going to happen happened. There was stuff that she would say that was going to happen, and by God, it come to pass. And I'm not just talking in my family; I'm talking about in general. And she would just say stuff, and I'm like, how did she know that? back then I would say, huh, maybe she is like me, maybe, but I never said anything because I was too scared to.
Oh yeah.
You just, well, especially what I was going through, you didn't put it out there because I'm telling you, they lock you away. So, and now it's iffy whether they lock you away, but still.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, um, I don't know if you
But it
heard
skipped a
the story.
generation like it did yours.
Right.
Like your mother, like it skipped your mother. Your mother didn't practice, then went to your grandmother. Mine did the same thing. My grandmother did. My
Right.
great grandmother was full blooded Indian, and she was the medicine woman, which is basically kind of like the side of the witch of it. And but it went on down the line. I mean, and it just, I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah, KJ, we are talking about how hello KJ, by the way. Good night, George, by the way. Thank you so much for coming
Hi, KJ.
in. How somehow figured out like we have a lot of the same life circumstances with even people like chat from earlier today were asking questions and like how our parents died, like out of the like six of there's six of us that our parents died. And I mean, like when she said her mother, I think it was Kelly said her mother, 1 year from diagnosis of cancer died. Like mine, it's like crazy. And I'm the fish wearing sister. Yes. So, um, yeah, it was just that's what we've been talking about, how our connections work in the afterlife and in this life, and how maybe because we're connected, we have the same life circle. Like, how many people here are rich?
I'm not. You're not.
Are any of us rich?
Uh,
No.
Best
You
not.
notice that all of us are like the
I mean,
same
none of us are
that
rich.
way. Like, my mother got cancer, lived only 18 months. There you go. Yeah, and so our a lot of our mothers all died of cancer, KJ, and then a lot of our fathers. Oh, it was fast. My mom like 6 months. Okay, there you go.
My
Um,
mom was 14 months.
I think Christie's was 1 year from diagnosis, like my mother. Like, and then my father and a few of our fathers died of heart disease. So
Yep.
weird.
And my father would not go to the doctor to save his life. I mean, nothing. He had a bleeding ulcer one time and was just, it was, I don't know how he did, it kept from dying. I don't know how he didn't die. But we thought he was dying when he went to, he did too, because called my brother in there and told him, you're going to be the man of the house, blah, 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 and because he's just losing buckets of clots. I mean, when I mean bucket full, I mean a 5-gallon bucket full.
Mm-mm.
I don't know I don't know what kept him alive. But he lived through that. But he wouldn't go to doctors.
Is he still living, KJ? May I ask you? She said my dad had
13 of
heart
them.
attacks, 13 of them. Holy cow. Yeah, my father died of heart disease. They did a like a experimental um thing on him where they like because his heart was large, so they like cut it in these washers and stuff. And he lived for a while after that. They were surprised because there's 10 people were in that trial and 9 of them died like within a year. My father lived longer than that, but then he got like cold, like and weakened his heart and his lungs, and then
He caught it. He got a
like
virus.
he needs a heart transplant, and they're like, He died sadly. He was my best friend. Oh, God bless him. I'm sorry, KJ.
Did you
Yeah.
read what Sherry put? Exactly like me, like my family. Oh, it was her dad's side.
Oh, that's my 2 packs of camels a day. It's a huge mystery. Oh, yeah. Mm. Yeah. So, like, basically, oh, I got off the subject. And my uncles too in another life. Oh, wait. Oh, so I was saying that my grandmother that's 95 now, who's in the nursing home, and her mother must have both been witches, and my mother, but it's my mother was the first born, and then it was my aunt, and it's my other aunt. So my aunt doesn't have it, my second aunt and my third aunt. Yeah, my second aunt and my third aunt. My mother's two sisters don't have it, and I didn't get it. I don't know if my sister is. But the funny thing is, the reason how I knew, and they don't practice it. My grandmother, who's 95, doesn't know that she's a witch, but she was born it, so she do things. So basically, she was upset that her mother died. My grandmother, who was definitely a she died, and then my her father, was going to get remarried, and she didn't want him to get remarried because she thought then that the woman would be entitled to some money, and she wanted it all. So basically, she went to her mother's grave and she leaned down and she started crying and she's like, "Mom, you have to do something. You have to do something to stop him from marrying this woman." And she told my aunt the grave literally shook, like the whole ground and everything. The grave literally shook. And she like actually got a little scared. She went home. 2 days later, her father was dead.
Wow.
So so they both had to be witches. Just that
Yeah.
realize that things happen that maybe you don't want to happen, but
Well, right. And most especially when they're in anger, when their anger is above a normal anger, which is
yeah,
like they can make things happen. And I did that, and I didn't. She's still alive. I'll put you like that,
yeah.
and she's fine. But that's when I changed everything. I was like, um, I decided that I would put that side of me away because um, she could be dangerous.
Yeah.
So I don't practice. I mean, I could practice, but I don't. I know enough to practice, but I don't. And I know there's good and bad, but um, when you can point your finger at somebody and tell them to drown, and they start and they can swim like a fish, you just you put that finger away. I had 13 witnesses to this, by the way.
Hmm.
So, and they all tease me to this day about don't point at anybody. So, but anyway, I watch. If I'm going to get angry or something, I just walk away, and I changed it. I mean, I think everybody can change their outcome in life. Well,
Oh,
they can be good or they can be bad. I think everybody has that. I think that God instills in everybody the ability to do one or the other, and the knowledge for most point on whether to be good or bad. And
oh yeah. I highly believe in mind over matter. That you can make things happen regardless whether you're uh, a practicing witch or not. Like Um, but for that to really happen, I really figured right off the bat. And then I asked, and they were like, "Yeah, they're witches." glad I got my one. Like, no. And my aunt asked too, and they're like, no. So she's like, oh, I, where's something else? Because we do like my aunt's been talking with her age, and you know, and like I said, she has terrible house and dark on her property. Days. Um,
Right. You're bleeping out every so often. Am I the only one that's noticing that, or is everybody getting that? Or is it just me getting that?
I don't know. Am I lagging, guys, or something? Am I beeping out? Am I beeping out? But
I think I think too. When you're spiritual like we are, and I think when you get angry, that it's like when you get angry on a certain level, I think that any of us is able to do things like that. That has the connection that we have. With the spirit world and things that we can do. Like I don't know. It's like telekinesis, like making things move with your mind or whatever. And that's basically what I did. Only I spoke it, and it's. I mean, she had just swam across this lake and come back, and a bunch of us friends was out there. I'll tell you what we was doing. We was out there swimming at the sand pits we called because that's what they are. They big water areas, and it was all sand, and we had a bonfire going and stuff, and we'd all go out there and what everybody calls skinny dipping, but we'd wear our bras and panties or whatever. So, but anyway, um, but we were all really close friends, so we don't, it wasn't like it was like a sex party or anything like that. It's just we was just out there partying and having fun and swimming. Well, she decides differently, and but anyway, she swam across. She come back. She's standing, literally standing in about 2.5 feet of water, and my cousin's in front of me, and she's bouncing back and forth trying to keep me from getting to her. So I just pointed at her and told her. She dropped. Her husband couldn't even pull her up out of the water until I said stop.
hmm,
So, I mean, when I realized that I could do that, that's when I took it back. I'm like, you can't be doing this. You can't be getting mad like this. My kids was young. They were only like 11 and 12. So I was like, no, I can't be doing this.
damn.
And my friends were all like, after the fact, they were like, oh my God, we didn't know you could do that. And I said, I didn't know I could do that. I said, I knew I was strong, but I didn't know I was that strong. And it was crazy. But, he was talking about family, but you didn't know if your aunts or stuff had it. Well, I don't know if my aunts did either. I think one did because she's here a lot with me. Um, and she does guide me. So I think it's a possibility that she had it or could use it. But
I'm gonna interrupt you 1 second. So I did see the little beep when she was just talking, and right after that little beep, I heard someone talk. So it may be that someone's spirit wise is standing talking, and that's what's throwing the beep beep off. That's what's making the internet go weirdo.
well, we didn't call it skinny dipping, we call it chunky dunking.
Chunky dunk.
Well, because I'm not small, by no means, so I call it chunky dunking. But I didn't care to go out there swimming with my friends because they were my close friends. Friends that I know for a fact would not judge me or say anything negative or about me, period. So, and everybody has friends like that, but so I felt comfortable around them.
Well, true. Yeah, if I was near Antarctica, I wouldn't be skinny dipping either.
I
Um,
wouldn't.
but they do, these crazy people even here in New York. They, what do they call it? They go in their tiny itty bitty shorts and they go in the freezing water. They call it something. They have it every year. They all jump into the freezing water psychopaths.
Ain't
Anyway,
no
call
getting
it something.
I don't like cold. I was born in Chicago. You think I would like the cold, but I don't. It hurts my body now. I used to when I was a kid, love the snow, but
Polar plunge, yeah, something like that. It
hurts my
freezes.
body too much now. So I ain't about to get no cold water. But they say that, they go to them cold, what they call it therapy. Um, cryogenic. Is it cryogenic? Am I right, you guys? Is that what they
Like,
call it? Cryogenic. They say it's supposed to help your body and help your arthritis, but man, it cold makes my body hurt.
I think it's called the Polar Bear Club or something.
Now you go in a machine, and it's not in
Oh,
water. It's just it puts it like it makes your body. I don't know. It's something to do with cold. I don't know.
no, these people, like, they call it the Coney Island Polar Bear Club, right? Each one, depending on where
Oh
you
yeah,
are.
well, in water it is the polar bear club. Yeah,
And they go into I'm like, no,
I know.
psychopath.
There can be ice floating in the water, and they'll go in it. Ain't no way. Mm-mm.
I can't even take a lukewarm shower. It has to be hot, and I mean hot, like steam. Usually, when I get out of the shower, I look like I have a sunburn, and like I
Well, I don't
remember
want
my
that
ex
hot.
was,
And
"What
I
the
do want it warm.
freak? How could you do that?"
Well, it is the cryo thing is when you're dead. Yes, I agree. But this is something else.
Walt Disney.
They put it's like it's opposite of a sauna. You go in it and it's in this machine and it's like you're only in there for like like a minute or you're not in there very long. But they say it's supposed to help you. I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, see, she said, yeah, my daughter had it after her car accident, so it's like a hypodermal therapy. Oh no,
Hydrotherapy.
yeah.
That's well no, KJ said hydrotherapy. I don't think I don't know what it is. But yeah, right, Drew. You seize up. Yeah, me too. I can't even talk in the cold. I can't do nothing but chatter. Dun, 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 dun. That's all my lips do. They don't.
Oh
They
my
don't.
God, he would get drunk on vodka and go frozen swimming. Oh, the poor thing died. Did he die from that or something else? I'm a lobster. Yes.
Okay, it is a very low temperature. That's why I said I think it's they call it cryo con, kinetics. Or something. I don't know something. You just have to look it up. I don't know how to. I don't even know how to start.
Mm,
But
yes. Uh,
right there's a machine you go in and the only thing's out of it is your head.
mhm.
The rest of your body's in it.
So that's another thing. So, okay, a lot of the parents died the same way. A lot of people in here are witches or have family that were witches, right?
Yep.
So they're connected like that. A lot of us, we talked about how many of us actually have wolf animal totems. We
I
talked
don't
about
have a
how
wolf.
our wolves picked us. So why did they pick us? Out of all the people they saw.
I don't think I got a wolf here. If it
So,
has, I have not. It has not come out yet. I'll put you like that, or I haven't picked up on a wolf
but you
yet.
have someone who's
I do
connected
have
to
a
astro.
right. I do have an elemental who
Okay,
is my spirit
so
guide. Yes.
Right. So yours is elemental connected to astro. Our wolves are connected to astro.
Right.
Um, to the elements, they're animal totems. So it's
There you go, Kelly. It's what it
another
is out
connection
there.
there too.
That's what it is
Cryotherapy.
out
There you
there.
go. Sam
Yeah.
had witches. Yeah.
Um, I wonder how many of us have the same. Like, it's just crazy to
A
think, but
turtle. That's fabulous.
have the same ailments. Like, so, who was that said they got? KJ says she got fibromyalgia. So do I.
Yeah.
Beth does too, I think. Um, I would say Danny probably does. Now, has he been checked for it? I don't know, but you can just tell by some certain things that he says
Right.
that I would think that he would have that too. Or neuropathy, like I got neuropathy. Um, it's crazy how much we connect on not only just family. It's just you're right. Maybe we was all born like not born, but he put us
Made at the same time.
at the same
Our
time.
energies formed the same time. So our energies were together and we're like, hey, we like these energies.
Right
I
when we
think
was
we're
first,
gonna stick with this these people.
right, like when we was first brought into period, like not our first time being born, but well, yeah, our first time being born, I guess. Period.
Tina says she has it too. And Sherry has arthritis of the spine and hip. Iron. The same exact thing happened to me when I was 16. I cut out of school one day, went with my friends to the beach because it was a nice day, and I got pulled in the undertow and I could not come up. And I said, well, yeah, I'm going to die. It's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, I'm dead. And somehow, by some grace of God, um, my friend who realized something was going on, and she was tall, which is why she didn't get pulled under because she was really tall for 16. She was like 6 foot almost. She was a tall girl. I was tiny. And she dug around her hand until she found me, pulled me up by my hair, but I would have died. I would have died. Weird.
Beth, I don't think it's fibro that you that necessarily have from the touching of the fabric, the skin to your skin, the fabric to your skin. That's neuropathy. That's your nerve endings. Of course, uh, neuropathy is fibromyalgia is basically your nerve points, like your points in your body. It's in your shoulders, um, your hips, is where it comes first, and then it kind of there's some other pressure points. If you push on them pressure points and you die with pain or it shoots through your body, you definitely got fibromyalgia. But it's like my mom had it. You couldn't. She loved to have her shoulders rubbed, and it would hurt. But she said after it was done, she said it felt better for a while. But when you first did it, oh my God, she would cringe and just it hurt her. But it afterwards it felt good. But I can't get that far. Hurts too bad for me. I'm not doing it. I got enough pain without adding to it.
Wow. See, and like groove about what he didn't pull you out. Get it.
Well, I didn't almost drown like you guys have in common, so that's one thing. But I think that it's a possibility that all of us maybe could have died at one point, and maybe that's part of it too. And now we did and come back. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Uh, um,
Oh, me too. I hurt myself in the KJ, and I don't know what it is. It's joints or nerves or something's going on. They took an X-ray. They said it can't show up on X-ray, so it has to be like, not bones and it's not disc, like joints and nerves, back, my neck, my side, my one side, like going down my leg. Crazy.
yeah, Sherry, I think you're right. I believe she believes it's proof of how long we've been here. Been, since the Lord decided to make our spirits
Right.
our own spirit. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, because I can remember back in my past life to the 1600s. I remember back that far. I think a few of us go back to then.
Yeah.
Uh, Beth does, I know, because I remember her in part of it. So,
Well, see, I
um,
didn't remember the biblical time, but obviously I was having those visions, and that the creator called me that. There was a reason he didn't call me by my name, you know?
well, just
Like,
because I remember the 1600s doesn't mean it went further. I just
right,
as far as I went back.
right. I've actually been hit by like Ben.
But
Wow.
you remember back? What was you saying about the creator? I'm sorry I interrupted you.
I said so I said that there was a reason why I had the visions, and that the reason why I was called Leah. So he called me Leah instead of my name. So of course that made me think to look it up. Um, and my shows have gave other people visions. When I started doing these cartoons, I just find it weird. And Iron said, which I was reading what she was saying, her and Benny Loco actually got struck by lightning 3 times each. That's crazy.
Wow. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. I didn't think you wanted me to do that on there. Um, well, it's like we was talking before. Like it's like I can remember, like I had dreams of or visions or whatever you want to call it of back of stuff like you put on your thing. Remember we talked about it before.
Hmm.
So you're not the only one that's having,
Right.
like I don't
See,
have it
like,
like you do, but I've had bits and pieces of it come to me.
right. But see, like Kim, she watched my episode one day, right? And I didn't get to the part yet. And she said, I had this weird vision of this item, and she drew it and she sent it to me. And I'm like, that kind of looks like what the creator gave me in, well, it's not going to be for 3 episodes now. How'd she know? How'd she know? You know? And then I was like, I have to look for something like this. And I went online, and Sarah was like, there it is. And I took the screenshot of the item and I sent it to Kim, and she's like, yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. And I was like, so you know, I had to get that item, right? I had a near death experience after one of my back surgeries a few years ago. We all have back problems, it seems. I just remember them sitting me up the day after my surgery, and my blood pressure plummeted, and I lost my hearing. It was peaceful. Wow. Yeah, so I thought that was strange.
Major surgeries, I probably could have. I don't remember actually. I do remember one time that I was looking at myself, but it lasted like only for like a few seconds. So maybe I did actually do an out of body and snap back in there. But I had a dream the other night that I snapped back, but still, it's just I don't know. It's a possibility, but
Yeah.
um,
So I applied for jobs, and since I've put my number on Indeed, I get more junk calls than ever. I'm thinking they're junk calls because who calls for a job at 7:50 at night? Nobody. You know?
yeah. You're probably getting scammer calls.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
Unless it's a job that works, but the main office probably wouldn't be open at 7 o'clock at night.
no,
Or
like this
yeah.
said, the area code was California. But the only person I know in California is Benny, and he knows I'm live, so he's not calling me. You know what I'm saying? My nurse told me, amen. And that's another thing. Uh, like my grandmother's 95. Okay, she isn't the best person. She's still alive, going strong in the nurse. Um, there's a reason why she has to be here. I'm more than sure that we're not leaving here until we do what we have to do, you know?
Yeah. Well, my aunt, she's the only one living out of 11 of my mom's brothers and sisters. She was a twin, identical twin. Her twin fell backwards in a fire at 7 years old. They were playing some kind of game and she was walking backwards and didn't realize that she was walking backwards and tripped and fell into the fire. And she lived 7 days after, and then they were seven, and then it's crazy how the sevens come up in my family, and 11, 7 and 11. But anyway, uh, she's 7 years older than my mother, and she was the second to my mother was the youngest, and she was the one next to my mother. So, but anyway, she's still alive. She's 97 years old, still walks, gets around. She walks with a cane because she had hip surgery at 80. I want to say she was 84.
Well, my
No,
grandmother had hip surgery
she was
at
80.
93.
Huh?
My grandmother broke her hip 93. They gave her surgery, and if she would have not at the nursing home fell, she would be walking around still to this day, you know, but she
Right.
fell and she broke her hip and they couldn't redo surgery.
Well, they did surgery on my aunt at 89 years old. She was 89 because she just had it done not too long ago. So it's been less than 10 years. So she was like 89, I believe, when she had it done.
Oh,
And
see,
she was in her late 80s. But anyway, uh, she's doing great. She still lives at home by herself. She still does crafting. She went dancing until she was 90. God, I would say probably 94. She'd go clubbing at the clubs like the Legion and the Eagles and stuff like that. Um, VFW, she'd go to them and she'd go to their dances and stuff, where they'd have bands on the weekend and stuff. She'd go there and she'd party and dance. 94 years old.
well,
Um,
and that's what I'm saying. So our grandmothers also, their lives are like the same because she's still living. My grandmother's still living. They both had a hip thing because you're
this is my
now
aunt.
your aunt. So, but my grandmother's going through the same thing.
Right,
So, is she still living? My grandmother's still living. They're kind of living dual lives, you know?
right.
Are they connected?
I know, it makes you wonder, huh?
But yeah,
Or maybe they're
all of my
connected.
family died
I don't
young.
know.
My mom was 63, my dad 57, my sister 55. Well, see, and now it was backwards for me. It was my mom was 57 when she died. My father was 63 when he died. My sister is not passed yet. We'll have to see when, what age she'll be.
Well, my dad died at 64. He was
No,
15 years younger than or older than my mother, and
my my
my mother,
father was 15 years older than my mother.
yeah, mine too. And that's another thing we got in common because we didn't bring that up last night. That's crazy. And then also, she died at 64.
Oh, she died the same age. Yeah, but our
So
parents were 15 years apart too. That's craziness.
that's just that's crazy. Wow. Well, it's like we could be sisters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's like we're living the same life. I mean, like the different parents, but same. I don't. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, I do. I love my sister, but just curious to see. Dad was 12 years older than mom. There you go. Um, but still, she's gonna die eventually. Everybody dies. But I was just wondering, like, now I have to ask, like, Sarah and stuff, like, were we all, or like, maybe Sarah and I were related at some point in one of our last lives, or we've come across each other a lot, you know? And that's why she's my spirit guide now. She stays with me, in this life. We don't know. So that now I was thinking what after I talked to Tina, I'm like, wait, what if our spirit guides are all energies that were supposed to be with us too, but they passed and now they're with us as spirits? I have outlived my parents. Well, that's good, KJ, because you're gonna break the cycle of people dying young. But um also like usually people back then were dying young. Like my grandmother on my father's side, she was 72 when she passed away, and the only reason why she passed away at 72 was because the doctor misdiagnosed her. She had a brain tumor, which they could have operated on and probably could have saved her if they would have known it was a brain tumor. But when she went in there and told her symptoms, and my aunt told her symptoms, they're like, oh, she has dementia. And it was getting worse and worse for a few months. And then she started bleeding through her nose. And my mother's like, what's going on? Hey, Jen. And took her to the hospital. And they're like, oh, her brain tumor ruptured and she died. And my mother's like, she didn't have a brain tumor. What are you talking about? We've been taking her to the doctor for months and months. They, like for years, like I think it was like 2 years from the time they said she had dementia, and they didn't check anything else. Meanwhile, they could have, if they would have known that it was a brain tumor before it popped, they could have, did something maybe. But
Well, it's like my mom when I took her to the doctor. She wasn't feeling well. Her chest was hurting her, and I took her to the doctor, and he said, oh, you don't. This is how this doctor used to cuss like a sailor. He says, you don't need no damn chest X-ray. I give you one 6 months ago, and you don't need one right now. He says, I'm not giving you one. You don't need X-rays every 6 months or something like that. And I said, look, if it's about money, because she had no insurance, I said, it's about money. I got the money in my pocket. I said, give her an X-ray. So I don't care what the cost is. Give it to her. He wouldn't do it. So we left there that day. I got her another doctor that day. He brought her in that day. They did a chest X-ray. He seen the spot on her lung. He sent her to the lung specialist the next day. They because of the scan, and the lung doctor said he pulled her in, done the biopsy and stuff, and I wouldn't have had her another 14. It was fast acting, so I wouldn't have had her another 14 months
right,
or another year or whatever if I'd have listened to the first one. He didn't
right,
want to give the X-ray, so I was like, no, 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 no. You're getting so and the doctor that we got, he didn't care that she didn't have any insurance, and he wouldn't let me pay for the X-ray. He said no. He said just and he cut his office visit amount in half. Sally paid like $50 that day or something like that. So I mean, great doctor, best
Yeah,
doctor I could ever ask for her. So that was meant to be.
right.
But I really
Oh,
believe
so
that.
KJ's sister, she died of a brain tumor because she said she died after five
Well,
in our circle. So yeah, a lot of like circumstances. And this is just because it's not the same people, guys. Like, so we're talking about life circumstance. So we had to go through that. So KJ and I went through someone having,
hi Jen, if you didn't hear me earlier.
and then like, so a lot of us, even though it maybe it wasn't the same people who died of the same thing, like it's people that we were close to died of these things, had things like her aunt broke her hip, my grandmother, but at a late age and they're still living and whatever, we're we're going through the same thing, regardless whether it's my grandmother and her aunt, going through the same cycle, like of these people being sick and how they're sick. And
It's like they could be living parallel lives, like they could be living each other's life.
yeah, there you go. That was
And
the
we noticed the reason why we brought all this stuff up today is because me and Christina was talking in Messenger, and we come find out we had a lot in common. Our parents died and stuff like that. So, I mean, it was crazy not to talk about it and find out. And we were like, wonder who else is like this, or has the same pattern that we know that we are connected to, and how much a connection we really do have. And it's like we was talking about that me and Christina could basically be sisters living that have the same parents because they basically lived and died almost the same.
wow.
And so and did you see where when we said that we could be sisters, uh, Sherry put you probably are.
Yeah, we probably are. I was
Well, we
breaking
probably
up
could have
and
been in that life or something.
I who I was saying you lost a cousin to a brain tumor. I was saying that
Mistakes aren't me.
even though maybe it's not the same people in our lives who had these same ailments, us as a person is going through this person having a brain tumor, this person having cancer, this person having heart disease. We're all going through like the same things and we don't even know it. We have the same life circumstance. So that's what I was saying. My Irish side of the family were healers, all women. My dad's side, oh, my grandma died from a blood clot. Wow, that erupted when she stood up from her hospital bed to go home. Oh, Jen, see, like my grandmama, well, hers happened. She was sitting on her bed and my mother was giving her water and it erupted. She started bleeding from her nose. My mother took her to the hospital. But they said it was a brain tumor. It could have been a blood clot. Who knows? Because they didn't bother to check anything because they said she had dementia. I lost a cousin to a brain tumor cancer as well. He was 29 or 30. Oh, yeah. So I'm half Irish and half Scottish. It's a nice combination. I'm Greek and Sicilian. I don't know where they got that from. It is a rotten thing. It's horrible. We all met for a reason. We have strange links, but what brought us all together is the universe and our spirits and duties. Link is spiritual awareness. Now that could be the link could be that spiritually we have the same jobs in common. Now, that we have to do. The universe brought us together, our energy in the beginning of time, and said, all you people are going to be spirit workers. There you go. Bye. you know? And because we do the same job, that's why we always find each other. Could be.
Well, I agree with you, Sherry, on that. I agree with what you're saying, but it's just kind of strange how they all connect as far as how it how our parents connect and how they how things go, how it's went down the line. I mean, we all know that we have a connection. We all feel it. I
Oh,
mean,
that
I have felt it, you know, since day one. Actually, um, I knew before I ever, I knew I had a connection with Sherry before I ever talked to her. I knew with you that I had one before I ever talked to you personally.
right.
I knew with everybody that I have like Danny. I knew before I talked to him. I knew that he was going to be a big help for me, and I knew with Boomer. I've known all along with others. So with that, you know, we already knew that. We're just talking about in general how many people that have the connection of how their parents passed or how their families have lived their lives, and it's strange, uncanny how much it really has been
Right.
that way.
And even how much our parents were 15 years apart, and the fact now that you
Right,
know that Beth's parents passed away the same way. Craziness.
right. And
It tore your mom up. Give me 1 second. Jen, let me tell you something. My The same with my mother. I left my mother. No, they said I don't know how long she's gonna have left now. Breathing's bad. She doesn't have C, whatever. Start breathing long. So I ran from work there, sit with her, and then you know, father brought my son, my daughter, after he got out of work, and we all sat with her for a long while. But the kids had school the next day and whatever, and she seemed to be wasn't conscious, of course. She had fell in a coma, but she had seemed to be like, oh, um, she might live till tomorrow. I'm gonna come back tomorrow morning. I gotta get kids home. And right after when we were going down the elevator, the people from work for job were going up the elevator, and they all sang to her, and then they left, right? So basically, that day, because we told everybody, okay, this may be the last time. Everybody had came, so we left, and then work found out, and they came. And I feel like she's seen everybody she had to see. Like she knew your mother was there, just left for a second. Maybe she didn't want her, your mom, to see her pass away because I tell you, right after they left, my mother passed. I didn't barely walk in the door and they called me. So she was like, "Oh, I saw everybody. I have to see now. Bye." You know, it's my time. It's my time. I just wanted to see everybody and hear everybody for the last time or whatever. So yeah, my aunt was all torn up. My father asked for her. My father was like, "Tell your aunt to come. I want her to come." And I called her and she's like, "I can't come tomorrow. I'm gonna come Sunday morning." And he really tried to hold on because he passed away Sunday in the middle of the night. I mean, Saturday in the middle of the night, so early Sunday morning hours, maybe 4 or 5 in the morning, Sunday morning, um, before she got there. And she always kicked herself, for not, he really wanted to tell her something, but he never got the chance, so she didn't know what he wanted. That happens a lot. Okay. Sorry. Okay, whoever keeps interrupting Christina, please wait your turn. Someone doesn't want you to talk. I don't know who it is. Or someone wants to talk, tell
no,
their.
I think they're too close to the computer.
It could be. It could be
They're,
because
they're throwing
can
energy off. They're getting up
can you
there.
see them? I have so many. I have like 7. So
I think
and
there's
I have a
somebody sitting
tiny
behind it or something.
I have a tiny apartment, so they're all over. The little ones would jump up and try to read the chat, and so they can be disturbing. Because I always know when little Emily is near Danny because his computer starts going out crazy, right?
Right. That's what I think.
And I'm like, "Hey, Emmy!" Hi, my baby. What you doing? You're sitting near near Danny's speaker again? Because if she sits on the speaker, it starts to go crazy. It's like, are you talking to me? I'm in the bathroom. I'm like, no, I'm talking to Emmy. She's sitting near the computer. No. And he's like, oh,
See,
and he
now,
comes back and he's like, oh yeah, she's sitting on the speaker. I'm like, yeah, but when
since I said that, it's not messing up.
yeah, it's a male, Christina. I got a lot of males. I got a lot of males. But if it's a looks older, it's either Jack or Austin because they're 14, but they look older, like they look like they're boys. But unless it's somebody from your guys' house, I don't have any older like didn't have any. Although
Goes
was like
again.
Thursday. Oh, okay. So wait, let's ask a question. I might have someone here who wants to cross over. They're probably asking me, so are you gonna do it? How long do I have to wait? User yapping. Wait, let me see. I'm Jericho. Yeah. Okay. Do we have to stay here for a crossover? Is that what it is? Okay. All right. Did they? Yeah. Okay. So we'll do it tonight. Good. This person come from someone in the chat? Yes. Okay. Um. Wait. Can you tell me, Jericho? Like, can you tell me? I don't want to guess a whole bunch. Wait. Let me see. Damn. I think. Oh. Wait. Are these the two from Christine's? Ah, it's the older couple from Christine's. Okay. My lumberjack. You won't have those you won't have those shadows anymore. I'm gonna cross over the older couple from the shop. Yeah. Okay. There you go. I will cross it over today. But if you stand back a little, you know, from the make all this noise. But that's probably why there's all this disturbing, because they came from Sis Christine's through to here. They want to be crossed over because they know I'm doing crossover tonight. So it's an older male and an older female, his wife. It's a older couple. But Austin's the one. Yeah, then there's Austin and Jack. I told you I have a lot. Sorry. I just wanted to figure out, Luna, what was going on.
That's fine. I mean, hey, I'm all for the spirits. You know that.
Yeah.
They want crossed over. They want crossed over. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, they were probably just curious. You know, it came from that chick's house.
I
Ah,
got a few here.
hello, KJ. Much love to you.
I mean, they're not here to cross over, but I got a few here. I mean, I get it.
Yeah. So I have a whole regime. Yes. Well, I've been trying to I've really because of I'm trying to this job thing, I've really been slacking on the crossing overs. So I'm trying to stay away from like any streams that I would get some or stuff like that. They're not bothering me. They could stay as long as they need. I guess they decided because they didn't come last time when we talked about them, but I guess they decided this time, like, oh wait, I'm getting on that crossover bandwagon. Somebody said she's doing it today. So they decided, well, I better jump on.
KJ doesn't say she's leaving. She said she's got a gang too.
Oh, I'm not going. Oh, I read. Oh, I got a gang too. I thought she said I gotta go to gang.
Oh
I gotta
no.
do go to gang, and I read it wrong. Sorry. I'm rushing you.
That's
I'm
what she
rushing you.
was I think they misread that.
Ah, you got a gang of guys. There you go. Yeah, I have the kiddos. Do crafts. We do but we watch Disney, they have toys. We do all that stuff. Yeah. So I made these little trees while I decorated them. I didn't make the tree itself. I got it from Dollar Tree. Blinged them
I
all
gotta
out.
mute. I gotta mute for a second. So hang on.
Uh-huh. I blinged them all out, guys. Oh, what about this one? With all the little ornaments from Nightmare Before Christmas. My neighbor that lived in the apartment next door passed a few months ago. I thought it might be him at first. We all miss him here. Aw. Well, you never know. He might be there, but he might not be going anywhere. Oh, yeah. We'll see you for Witchy 101 tomorrow. Drew, thank you so much for coming in. I got a little Irish girl called Molly. She's a mischief maker. Oh, Molly Mischief Maker. What a great name. I just finished The Grinch stripping a tree in Whoville. ah, yeah, I made this other little ornament. Let's see if I plug it in for you guys. I don't know if you'll see it because it's kind of bright, but it's now let me turn it off for you guys because it's really bright on there. But it's there we go. Now you see it's a little Christmas tree. I put lights on it and put it in one of these balls. And I hung it here on my pendulum holder for Christmas. But anyway, when you plug it in, it's really bright on here. Which is why I didn't plug in the big white tree either because it was so bright. But the blue one I have on for you guys in the spirit of Christmas. Okay, let's see. I think my dog Tara is the reincarnation of my old cat. They share the same birthday, June 16, but the cat was born in 2002 and Tara is this year. Huh. It could possibly very well be. I had to make a stink stank stunk sign to go with it. That's cool. You'll have to send me a picture. I've seen a few really cool Grinch trees. Actually, I think Mary sent me one that looked really cool. My tree is Harry Potter themed. My tree has everything under the sun. Tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow I made a video showing you how to make. I made a whole bunch of different of these balls. The ones with the opened one and the ones with the little holes. So I think there's 6. All right. I made 6 of them. So that's tomorrow's video. If you see how I made those.
You can see that my little Nomi sitting by my tree if you want to. I can
Yeah.
show the picture of it.
Let's see the know me.
Let me see if I can share. I think I can share it. Let me go get it. Uh,
Friday morning there. Oh, see, it's still Thursday night for us.
uh,
Oh, that's I made one year for a friend that I work with. Around I made all Nightmare Before Christmas balls, and I did make some really cute some Disney ones like Mickey Mouse ornaments. Oh, they were so cute. Wait.
Lord, County Mercy. Hang on. I'm trying to get to it.
Yeah, I was thinking I should do one with ball.
I'm gonna go live Sunday and talk about. I want to talk about my two experiences I had of yeah, of being asleep, dreaming when I was dreaming, thought I was dreaming. I think
Oh
I was.
yeah,
I think I
yep,
was astral projecting, but like you guys said, but
yep.
um,
KJ, yes, your man probably would give you a hard time, Mark. But tell him it's just like if you would make a, a came back up, but anymore. An Elvis tree. It's the same thing, you know. If Elvis was alive, it would make the same thing.
all right. Let me see if I can share this now.
Oh yeah, what time are you doing next? Then I'll have to change my premiere. One
Uh,
do both.
there we go.
Dual witch ball. Um. So Mary, what time?
Huh?
Round out. Uh,
On
what time?
Sunday, um, um, 6 o'clock my time with Central, so it would be 7 o'clock your time.
Okay, so I'll move down the premiere, guys, to like 5. So I'll give it enough time so we can end right before and go to Mary.
Oh crap! Can you see that?
Now,
You got to bring this. Do you have to bring it up?
yeah, but it has to come. It has to pop up. It has to be in the guest or. I know that last time I shared a Danny, but
Well, it says I'm sharing. I'm sharing it. It says.
here it goes. Now it has it.
See my three little gnomes? They're the baby, the mama, and the daddy. The other one's over here. You can't see him.
Oh,
But this is sitting on my dresser, you guys, in my bedroom.
make it bigger.
Well, I got it as big. I think I got it as big as I can get it. I'll try.
No, like
Well,
zoom in. Can you zoom? Oh,
that's as big. Crap.
that's as big as it gets.
That's as big as it's going to get, you guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Those are the cute gnomes I made her. They're so cute.
Now, I mean, she's got the picture of the gnomes herself, I think.
Oh yeah, but I can't share it.
I don't. I may have it, but I don't. Well, maybe I do. Hang on.
Oh yeah, there you go. There's the gnomies. I made all those, the Christmas family, and then the other one is for her to leave out all the time. Pajama wearing coffee.
The baby.
One.
This is the daddy. That's the mama, and this is the one that it's got a little coffee cup in its hand. And
Yeah. The
yeah,
father has like a whole little Christmas tree in his hand. I did a good job. Mary
and she
gave me a task and I killed it.
sent it in the Bones Coffee. It had Bones Coffee something on the box that it was for Disney, but it says Bones Coffee Company on it.
Yep. I put
It
him in
was
a
it,
safe
it
little
felt like
coffee pot.
anyway. That's my gnomes.
As the gnomes. Yes. Mama has a beard. That's that's what I said when if you didn't see my videos, guys, I made the woodland gnomes and the girl because I made everything, and then the I had it on pause, the video, and I don't know what happened, but the video, when I went to unpause it, oh, thank you so much, sweetie, to put like to tape the last part, the video was gone. And I was like, what the hell? I had a heart attack and I had to make it again. But anyway, when I made the woodland gnomes, so then the second one I made, which I made the girl, because I put a little, you know, flower and everything, she had a thicker beard than the guy. And and in my video I go, oh, that's okay, she's European. I don't know, I thought it was funny. Jen said hello. I know we got talking about all the ailments and everything, Jen. It was exciting.
Well, hey, it's just, and the whole situation, it is like how much we're connected, period, just in all of it. You
And all
know,
of that, right?
it's
Like,
like, I know I'm an old soul. I know my soul is, I don't know how old it is, but I know it is old. I've always acted older than I was in this life. Like now, I still believe that it's older than the 1600s, but that's as far back as I can recall. I'll put it like that. But maybe next
right,
life, maybe I'll recall further back. I don't know, and or it may even happen this life, But
that's right.
we
You
shall
don't.
see. But um, that's all as far back as I can see right now. But
Well, and I tell you that we don't know. We just don't know what's gonna happen yet. We might be all called to do something and all meet up in this lifetime. We don't know. Like in my vision, somehow we all end up in the same place for a spiritual reasons.
apparently, we do in your visions you're having. So
Yeah, so we might all end up meeting up somewhere down the line.
and I'm thin. I'm thin in these visions she's having, and I'm cute.
Yep, I've had a few past lives. Yes, and I've had like deja vu and like crazy dreams where I'm looking through my eyes,
Right?
so I know it's me experiencing this, doing something that I didn't do because at that time I was 12. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was never there before. So,
We're talking about it to start with.
yeah.
I remember that now because I had that. I was I was looking through my own eyes and I was back. It wasn't even in this time. Uh, that's how we started talking about it all to start with because
Right.
I did the same thing when I was sleeping. I was dream walking is what it was, dream walking, or I think it's called. And on that one, but the last one, apparently I was astral projecting on. So I may have started out dream walking and decided to astral project a little further. I don't know, but
Hmm.
anyway,
AJ girl, none of us are rich, but somehow we were all in the same place at the same time. And you know, spiritually, it could happen.
well,
Like Mary said, we could actually all meet. This could be an astral projection thing where we all astral project the same place to do something.
right, right. I mean,
And
that could be what they're doing. I mean, it could be what's going on with me because maybe getting me ready to do it like that, or I don't know, but I do know I don't live that far from not Chicago. I don't know why I said Chicago. A restriction to say Chicago, but I don't live that far actually from New York either.
that's
We're only
right.
about 8 or 9 hours away from each other, so it's not like it's a big distance, but not like Sherry or Drew would be. But I feel that if the God wants us to be together, we'll be together. if it's meant to be, it's going to happen. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it.
That's
And
right.
if he
Gonks?
and
What
if
are
he
gonks?
sees something coming, or he knows that something's coming or it's going to happen, and he wants to put us together, all he's got to do is blink his eyes, and we're there. So, and yeah, right. Sherry is moving. Sherry's moving to Texas, so she's not going to
Yeah,
be.
which isn't that far off either. Like on the train, I got to Indianapolis in 24 hours to see my daughter.
Right.
You're in Indiana too, so it's not that
Right.
far off. Um, you
Yeah,
know
I'm only
what?
like 3.5 hours to 4 hours from Indianapolis. So,
Yeah. So, you know,
and then to Texas is only another 12 to 15, depending on where she's at, going to be at. So, I mean, it's not like we're that far away from each other, are going to be. So,
oh, well, Iron, listen, if I'm sure they'll ask first, but I'm sure you'll be one of the people who'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna go save the world. So I'm more than sure.
who? You talking me?
Now I'm talking to Iron. She said,
Oh, yeah,
"Nah,
yeah.
I believe in free will, so if I don't want to go somewhere," and I'm like, no, well, I'm sure they'll ask first before you go anywhere. A gnome has all the facial features, and the gonk only has a nose showing. Oh, there are a bunch of gonks in that movie. I guess they didn't like the name gonk, like it didn't make. Now they just call them all gnomes.
I don't know. Like they call them gnomes in the stores.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. They probably the name to them was like
Like
gonk.
she's
We're
moving
not
to the
we're not
Arizona.
fighting that name. There's something really bad coming. I've seen it. We're all going to be helping. Yes. Oh, you're right. The
I
bad
agree.
thing about it.
I've been feeling that something's coming for a while, and that yes, anybody with abilities is definitely going to have to be involved. Um, well, I wouldn't say everybody that has it. There's certain ones that
That's
for
right. Sherry's moving to Laredo. You're in Indiana. New
right,
York. A lot of people are in Canada. Like
right.
which Canada is not so far from New York. Yeah, I agree. I dreamt that years ago. Yep. And I was having these visions when I started getting really into the spiritual stuff, uh, 2019, 2020. So, uh, yeah,
I've noted ever since I was young that there was going to be a time.
yeah. Now with the world doing all crazy things that it's doing, it's, you know, it might be sooner rather than later. That's
Yeah, the way things are going, it might be sooner than what we really thought it was going to be. Um,
the lady. One second. You can talk to them.
Me too, Sherry. I'd like to meet in person. I think if we all got together in person, I think the energy would be off the hook. Crazy.
Yeah, because it got a little chilly. So, um, they came down and yelled at me the other day because the heat didn't go on. I'm like, yeah, but it's 17 now. So, but my door was warmer. I'm like,
So they need to back away from your computer again.
oh,
Away from you. That
wait, guys.
because an interference, she just bleeped out everything she said.
Okay,
Really
so
cold. That was it.
I said, yeah, it got a little chilly. My son keeps his door closed, and even though he has the window open in there, it's like always 70 in his room. And like they're gonna be mad upstairs if the heat doesn't get on, and they're gonna come yell at me. So I said, let me put the heat up one higher. So that's what I did. My godson took his own life a few days ago. Oh my God, I'm so
I'm
sorry.
sorry, Iron. Don't blame yourself.
Now, you can't blame yourself because,
I'm going to tell you, I think that I think our days are numbered. I think all of us, it, I don't know about if you take your own life, but I do know that when you die, it was meant for you to die that day.
right,
It's just the way it is. Um, and sometimes, I mean, some people think that even the way you die is laid out there in stone. It's a very good possibility that there would have been nothing you could do about it.
right.
I'm
And,
just saying.
and
So
a
don't
lot of,
blame yourself.
and a lot of people decide to do that. And, but there's a reason. And I know like people say, oh, well, if you do that, then you're going to have to do this when you get to heaven. I don't think so. I think God understands everything, and or creator or whoever's up there. I think they understand everything, and they understand that this life structure for everyone over the years and years has changed.
Right.
The stress level is different than what it used to be. When there was fall farm stuff, it's different, and um, the environmental issues that make people a little nutty and all sorts of other things. And I believe that he understands, doesn't, and he's going to keep your godson close with him, and your godson probably has another really important job to do. 'Cause I believe that totally. That when you, the reason why they call you up there is because you're needed up there. They need you for something else that's even more important than what he was doing in this, you know? I really
Yeah, I think everybody's days are numbered. I don't care who you are, and I really feel that way. I feel that, and actually, I believe we've asked the spirits that, and they suggest that they can't tell you how you die or anything, and they can't tell you how long you're going to live. There's certain
no.
things they can't tell you.
No, they can't. They can't tell you.
I
But
mean, they have
I
rules
used
too.
to ask them, "Oh, is my grandmother gonna take her trip,
Right,
this day, this
right,
month, next month?" And she'll answer me, Sarah, just for it was like, "Yeah, September," you know. And then, it's been 5 Septembers now, and I'm like, "Okay,
yeah,
do you
they
know
can't,
what year it is?" But then I'm like, "She can't tell me. This is why," you know.
right. They can't
Uh,
tell you certain things like that, and now they'll tell you if they've met God, or they'll tell you if they've met, you know, whoever you ask about, and
right. Well,
they're
like, yeah, when I asked,
with you.
well, I asked them, like, no, in general, is there a heaven, a hell, a purgatory? Like, are these places existent with someone running them? I don't ask, because I'm sure the names that we made up for, you know, like, okay, we said oh yeah, there's a heaven, it's run by this person. There's a hell, it's run by this person. Who runs purgatory? Nobody ever talks about that person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, are these places existent? So, yes, those places exist. Yes, there's somebody running them. But I don't think we know the scope of it, and they're not telling because we're not supposed to know until it's our time to know.
Right, and we don't know where we're going when we die. I mean, that's the truth. We don't know.
Right.
We know that we're going to go through the veil, but and and to be truthfully honest with you, my family, it's like my mother. she's seen her brothers and sisters that passed before her standing at the foot of her bed. All of them have done that, except for the first one, but all of them have done that. They all come to greet the one that passes and to know that they're not going to be alone when they do cross. So, I mean, I think that your family or friends or whoever wants to be there to meet to greet you when you pass, they're there waiting for you. So, but where you go after that, I do not know. You know, we don't know. It's up to the creator to decide where we go.
Right, and that's why purgatory gets busy in the beginning. Most people go there like waiting kind of thing near purgatory, and they figure out, oh, where are you? What are you doing? Where are you going? I feel like we're gonna stand online a little bit when we all cross, you know.
Right. I think it's what it is. I think you cross through to cross the veil. You meet up with people like your family or whatever, you know, and then after that you are dispersed to wherever you're supposed to go.
Yeah. Now,
And
you see Iron? You wrote there. I just wanna like Iron said his mom as an angel, so his mom was the character,
hi Andre.
you know. So, um, hi Andre, how are you, sweetheart? Much love to you. So yeah, so that's that's it. Like we don't know, but we kind of know the basics. It's like, until you actually go there, and if they allow you to remember when you come back, if you're sent back, um, if you're allowed to remember, then you'll kind of have an idea. But if you're not meant to remember, you won't remember it. Oh, I'm glad you're good. I have to go, you all. I love you. We love you too. And yes, have a super Merry Christmas. Listen, I'm every Wednesday, KJ here, and Saturday, the girls and I are going to do divination. So that if it's Saturday, then that means it'll be Sunday morning for you. So come by and get your cards read or something fun. I'm good. It was. So yeah, we've been here 2.5 hours. Well, I've been here at 2.5 hours at least. Someone else not as long. But Miss Luna's game, thank goodness, saved the day from me talking everybody's ear off. Great. Yeah, it's Sherry and Drew and me read cards on Saturday. Um, that's the situation I was in. When I had my near death experience. I was in and out for 2 days. I talked to mainly my aunt, but I saw my grandmother and my other aunt and my mother. And my aunt told me it wasn't your time, right? There you go. It's your birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday. Well, I put a crafting video up, but I could manage to get one together in a few days. But Saturday is our normal. I know you like our Saturdays. I was able to get a Saturday one going. Mary, are you muted? Because I didn't need you to mute, but
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
much love, Iron. I
I'm
thought you.
muted. I said, I'm sitting here saying, I'm sitting here talking and kept going through. Anyway, my birthday was last Saturday.
Oh, happy birthday! Look at that. We were saying how everybody's um. There's a lot of December babies.
Bye, Iron. You take care.
Yes. And KJ hit the road, and Iron and Drew, and I think it's about
Okay.
time for
Take care.
us to hit the road. I can manage to. You're welcome, Christine. We I can manage to, like I was saying to Andre, try to get a funny video out. We'll see.
Yeah, you do
Um,
some good ones, I'll say. I've been watching them. I try to. I if I don't comment, I mean, I don't comment on all of them, but that I watch, but I do on a lot of them.
sorry, my chat was behind again. You're okay, love. Um, so yeah, so Mary is gonna go live on Sunday.
Sunday at 6 Central, 7.
Sunday at 6. Oh, so 7
Eastern.
Eastern Standard Time, which means I'll do my premiere beforehand. So it'll probably have to be like 5:30. I think it's an hour and a half, maybe 5:15, something around there. So we'll do the premiere earlier at 5, and so that it's done by 7, right around 5. So it's done by 7, so we can go see Mary. Sherry tomorrow, and Drew and Mystical, I believe, is joining you guys, right? Is gonna do Witchy 101 at 6 p.m. So they're gonna do their Witchy 101 live, and then Saturday here on my channel, 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, right around 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Danny and I do an hour of, you know, Spirit Box, and then right after I finish with Danny and go nap, Sherry and Drew and I are gonna read some cards, or do divination, whatever we decide we're gonna do that day.
I just got the cards back. I need to get them out and warm them up and put
Yeah,
my energy back into them. And I need to do some readings too. I ain't done that in a long time.
that's right. Gotta get with. Gotta get. Gotta get going again.
I know. I need to. So
Thank you, Andre.
I've
Oh,
I've been thinking about it a lot.
yeah. Even if you just do readings, because a lot of people don't do it anymore. Cassie is doing
Well, I don't.
with her
Yeah,
other channels. She hasn't been doing and
I
the
won't
readings
do
are
just
nice.
readings because but I need to do some. Yeah, I do need to
You
do
could
it.
do an oracle like one full card. You know what I'm saying? You don't
Right.
have
Yeah,
to do full in depth or
I can do it like a video and do that. Like, yeah, I agree. I
yeah.
never thought about it until recently about doing it that way, but
Yeah,
uh,
so that's right, Trevor. So don't forget, we're all here. We're doing a little more live streams lately and talking more and chatting. So hopefully get uh we'll get going. Nobody's been going over each other. We've been really good keeping track of everybody's schedules. So the premiere right before this live will be um the Edgewood Preserve, Tina, but the live one, not the one that video. And I have to see if I can figure out if or let me know. uh, I want to kind of upload videos and do a live, like going over the video with you. So 'cause you can't just re-upload a video. You can upload a live and cut it down and chop it apart because it's live, but you can't just re-upload a video. Uh, YouTube analytics will give you a big hard time. They'll take it down. So because they think you're copying somebody, something, even
yeah,
if
'cause
you're
it's
own,
like, yeah,
even if it's your own video. So that's um, so, but you can like review your own videos live with you and your video
right.
playing. So I'm gonna try to do that if I figure it out. If I can figure it all out. Um,
You just have it playing and you run sound on your end. Like you don't show yourself, but you run sound, or you can show yourself either one. But and
yeah,
you
no, I see people do it. I see people
and
like
you make the
they're
video. Yeah,
showing the video and then talking. And I figured out that on StreamYard you can upload a video
right.
and then play that video and also join your StreamYards live, which I think must be how they do it. But I tried it and it was like 5 hours to upload the video, and I'm like, I must be doing something wrong. So I gotta check it out again.
Well,
Uh,
you can share it. You can, if I believe this how you do it. You download the video to your computer, right?
yeah.
Whichever one you want to do, and then you go on there and do a video. Just do a video like, and you can share it. You can share screen the
Oh, like
video.
we did here. I could share it
You can
and it
share
could be
screen
a
the video
guest.
that you want to go over, and then you can put yourself voice wise. You can put yourself in the video.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to do it live, you can share screen it and go over it that way. Well, however you want to do it, you know. But I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
do
Some kind of
it,
way so that it could be playing and then stop it and really
right?
go over it and stuff
You just
like
have to
that.
have the voice. You just have to have the voice part on the video off if you want to do the commentating and whatever you want to say
Yeah.
over the video. Does that make sense? Am I
Yeah.
saying that? You
Yeah.
get what I'm talking about anyway. That's all that matters.
Yeah. It has to be in the other room playing, but then I can't stop it. I don't know. I have to think about it. I have to figure out how to do it. Because I see like even now it's dark. He plays a whole movie playing and he'll talk and stop the movie or whatever and like talking like without getting feedback. So he knows how to if there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way, and I'll figure that
You
out.
can start it and let it talk for a little bit, then you stop, and then you talk about whatever they just watched. Whatever,
Yeah,
you know, if you want to talk about whatever they just watched, then you stop it and you do that, and then you come back and you do some more of the video, and you stop it, and you can do it
yeah,
that
that's true. That way
way. It take
would
longer,
if
but
we stop it instead of having to play uh so I could probably jump to work. We will try it, guys. So I hope you will be into that. Me commentarying on some videos that you guys request to play over. Watch it if you like it. I can do that. That probably has better watch time than anyway, we'll try that. But much love to you guys. Do you have anything else for them, Mary?
no, I don't. I just was to say I'm just going to set up for Sunday, and it's been fun tonight. And I appreciate us doing this. I haven't been on live in a while, so I need to. So
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody here. Thank you for coming and hanging out. And I'm sorry I was late. You know, health issues,
And
issues. So you know, but anyway, I appreciate
I kept them busy. Thank you guys so
it.
much.
I'm gonna go and get something to eat or get something to eat anyway. And I love all y'all. Thank you for letting me be up here.
All righty, stay for a second. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed this and we gave you something to think about. And if anybody else has like stories they want to share and stuff like that, and they want to like a panel or something, then yeah, then let me know, and we can always like maybe have this um little thing going where people share their stories so other people know that they're going through the same thing because it's obvious that a lot of the sisters are going through the same thing, and nobody knows what the other one's going through because don't really ask like that, right? Usually you're like, mind your
Right,
business or whatever. So, or they didn't tell me, so it's not for me to know. But sometimes people just don't feel, oh, let me air my dirty laundry. But when we're having a conversation like this, like, oh, yeah, oh, God, you know?
right.
I'm really glad you enjoyed it, Tina Smith.
We didn't give dates or anything like that. We just said, you know, how long they lived or whatever like that, or a
Yeah,
difference in age. But we don't give date of birth. We don't give names, stuff like that. We say
right.
mom, brother, sister,
Moms,
stuff like
dads, yeah.
that. I mean, that's not
So,
like you're airing out totally what happened, you
right,
know.
what you're doing. And people enjoyed it. And I think they enjoyed getting, talking. And it's nice to relive sometimes these things because, In our day-to-day life, we forget. Like, my grandmother died, I was 12. So
Right.
of that blood clot, and so I don't get to talk to her or think about her as much as maybe someone who died recently. So sometimes it's just nice too to
Right. I was
out
16
them.
when you
It
did that.
brings you back nice memories again. So
Yeah, I agree.
yeah. All right, guys, we're leaving now. Really. Bye.
Bye, everybody.